The Nigeria Scripture Challenge.
Hello, welcome to another tutorial on how to format your message for it to be legible on WhatsApp. You could see that there are a lot of messages on WhatsApp where people just send you messages and it's too long. It doesn't look you probably not want to read it because of the way the words are arranged, no proper line spacing and all that. However, this tutorial will seek to help you on how to create messages properly formatted for WhatsApp, and then you could just have your messages beautiful. When people see it, they just want to read it, they just want to check it. Let's take, for example, I want to make a short announcement on this group. I could first go and look for a proper emoji that will catch their attention. There's one I like, this alarm signal. When you see an alarm signal, obviously you want to check, oh, what's happening. So I've set the alarm signal. You must try as much as possible to always leave spaces in between new paragraphs while sending messages. Even on WhatsApp, it is important. It makes your work, your messages fine and legible actually to read. So now let's say, okay, what I want to say is in brief update. Okay, you will discover that I am adding this asterisk to it. What this asterisk is for is to make it bold. So if I want to, you know that if I make my text bold, it will easily attract the attention of the reader. So it is very good to make your text bold, especially the title, the caption of your message, or the central message you want to pass across. So now I have okay, you add asterisk to it here. You add asterisk just at the beginning of the particular word, and then at the end of the word. You should not leave space. You see, if I leave a space between the word and the asterisk, it won't make it bold. The same thing applies here. Even at the beginning, if there's a space, it will make it bold. So the asterisk has to be just before the first letter in that word or sentence, and just after, immediately after the last letter in that word or sentence, so you can see it is bold. Okay, I can decide to now write a message. This is to inform you that food is ready. Oh, the food is ready. Okay, let's just assume this is what we want to say. You can see this message, it's quite good, but do you know that we can even make it more legible? And what do I mean? By even formatting this message that is underneath it to give it more proper spacing. There's what we call monospacing. What monospacing does is that it helps to give your sentence proper spacing to make it legible, especially for those who may be struggling to read it. So to do a monospacing, what you need to do is you add what we call backtick. This is a backtick. A backtick is a backtick can be found on your keyboard. When you see, this is what we call a backtick. Backtick. This particular symbol you are looking at, you add 3 of it. So let's say this is what we want to do. We want to monospace this particular sentence that is underneath. So you add this backtick, and this backtick works by adding 3 of the backticks at the front and at the back. So you don't, unlike the bold feature where you just add just one asterisk. For monospacing, you add 3 backticks at the front and at the back. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So you can see. Now compare these two messages. You can see that the one underneath is properly spaced. Of course, you probably may not notice it that much, but it is properly arranged. Look at the words. This is under, food is under this, is under is, ready is under to. So it is properly arranged. It gives you proper alignment of your words to enable you to be able to read it legibly without having any struggling to read it. Another feature we can use is italics. I'm very sure most of us know what it means to italicize a particular sentence. So you could actually italicize your words or a sentence. Let's assume we want to italicize food. Just to stress it, what you do is that you add an underscore at the back and at the front, just like the way you add asterisk at the front of the letter and at the back. What you add is underscore. This is what is called underscore. This is underscore. So after adding it, when we send it, you can notice that this food is italicized compared to food in the second and the first message. So here is these are three ways by which you can format your sentences or your words in for WhatsApp messaging. You can decide to make it bold, monospacing, or italicize it, and these are very important features. And do not forget to always use inviting icons. Use emojis that are inviting, that will make people, for example, you want to write thank you even at the end of a sentence. Nothing, you could just use something like a flower. You could just use something like this. It's beautiful. You look at it when you write it this way. When you write thank you this way and you just probably write thank you this way, it's different. Like, one will attract more attention than the other. So the essence of this is not just to beautify your WhatsApp message, but also to make it attractive to your prospective readers, so that they will have a reason to want to read just beyond. Sometimes if the messages are not inviting, no one will care about the content.
Don't forget to click on subscribe and the notifications button to stay informed.